Okay, so blessed evening, everyone. Hope all is well. Your response will be good as mine. Hope all is well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Everything is fine there.
Okay. We thank you all for signing to today's overview when it comes to case study. It presupposes that the CA has just started. If we are doing an overview for case study, it means that intervention has started and the exams is also approaching. So today is our first opening night for the intervention, whereby we are going to talk about the case study issues. But those joining us for the first time, here is Sleepies for the week. My name is Omampenyi Osaiko 4. Happens to be the president for Sleepies for the week. But to do this with us is Grandmaster. He has a lot of certificates, which I can't mention. He's a chartered SIMA. He has started in tax, CA, a professional like MSc and the rest. So he will help us to digest into these issues. So Prof, blessed evening. Your audience, I sign out. Bye.
All right. Thank you very much, Patrick. Blessed evening, everyone. I trust we are doing well. Great. Please, are you okay?
Very fine.
Yes, please, we are doing.
So we are fine. We are fine.
Beautiful. So quickly, I'll take you through some pointers. Is that okay? I'll take you through some pointers. However, there's someone talking to me.
Yeah, he was saying, since you are here, we are fine.
Oh, yes, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute everyone, okay? If you have any contributions, you put up your hand, and then I'll give you the opportunity to share your thoughts. Is that okay? Right. So I wouldn't want people to be interrupting us. Is that okay? Beautiful. Right. So the pre-scene is out, and it is rather very interesting. It's a good case, to be fair. A very good case. One I enjoyed reading, and one that the issues are very much glaring, all right? And then one that we can predict some things, you understand? Probably would. Okay, so let me talk about strategic case study before I talk about the pre-scene briefly, right? So the strategic case study would come, the exam itself will come in two forms, all right? So the first form is what you have, is called the pre-scene, all right? And candidates are expected to analyze the pre-scene before the day of the exam, right? And on the day of the exam, a short note, all right, will also be given, usually a page long or maybe 3/4 of a page, all right? We call that unseen. Is that okay? So you need the unseen information together with the pre-scene information. We are going to give an overview tonight, all right, to solve the strategic case study problem. Is that okay? Beautiful. I mean, when you hear a case study, it means that there is a problem, and then you have been appointed as a strategist, all right, to offer some recommendations to solving the problem. So whatever you are going to offer should be very practical. Is that okay? So it is not you rehashing technical knowledge. However, you applying whatever knowledge you have garnered over your study, as in your CA study, your work life, etc. And then you make sure that whatever problem that you see, you are well positioned, okay, to offer recommendations or solutions to solving the problems. Is that okay? Right. So before we analyze the case, let me grab my whiteboard and my whiteboard alone. We'll come to the case. Is that okay? Permit me. Possibly we can go over an hour, but I wouldn't want to do everything here. Is that okay? Right. So the strategic case study, as you may know, I believe that everyone on the call has some form of tuition. Is that okay? If you didn't attend any class, it is still very possible to pass. However, it means that you would have a lot of work to do, right? I have handled candidates who just, listen to the pre-scene analysis and they went to pass marginally, right? It is not one that I recommend, but it is possible. Is that okay? Beautiful. So the case study has 5 umbrellas, okay? So everything we have studied, all right, is grouped under 5 broad headings, all right? So we have the strategy proper, all right? The strategy proper, okay? We have ethics, okay? We have risk. We have financial management or financial strategy. And then we have the governance aspect, okay? Beautiful. And thankfully, all of these 5 have been well presented in the case. So the case did justice to the syllabus. Is that okay? So as and when we read, okay, we are going to put down topics we read. I mean, we are going to take few of the pages. I'm not going to do everything. Maybe some 3 pages or something. All right. So as we read, we'll be able to identify the topics being indirectly examined here. All right. So wherever we are to position them, we'll position them under these 5 umbrellas. Is that okay? Beautiful. But if you would have to understand case study and the entire pre-scene we have been given, okay? We have what I usually use. We call the rational planning approach, okay? Right. Which is that one? So we know oil and gas company, marketing company. All right. So let's assume that the company is currently this size, okay, and it is located in Ghana, Tema and Accra, if we have read the case, right? And the company has an aspiration to become very big, all right? So they becoming very big, if you look at the vision, all right, they have indicated a very beautiful, let me mute everyone, sorry. Sorry, right. They have indicated a very good vision. And if you read, the company has aspirations indeed, you understand. So this is what they feel or they see themselves in the future. Is that okay? That is the vision. So if we read the vision, it says that they want to be the leading energy solution provider, delivering safe, sustainable, and innovative oil and gas products while contributing to a cleaner, greener future for generations to come. So they want to be the leading energy solutions provider. So that is a great task. How are they going to do that? So from this position where they are now, they would have to employ series of strategies. Okay, so the series of strategies are going to drive the company daily towards its vision. Is that okay? And if you have read the case, all right, there is a mention of a silent mention of generic strategies. All right, somewhere in the case they said that they are using the low pricing mechanism. They are pricing lower than is it Shell or Goyle. Is that okay? So if you know the generic strategies, sorry, let me write it well. If you know the generic strategies, the three of them, all right, we are going to talk about them. Again, they have aspirations of going international. Is that okay? They want to go to Tanzania, etc. All right. So the development strategies we can talk about. Internationalization can be one. So let's look at modes of development. Okay. Modes of development or the development strategy. So realize that if you are going outside your current jurisdiction, all right, there are modes you can use or means you can use to reach the outside market. Is that okay? So if you are taking existing product to a foreign market, all right, there should be a matrix that should come to mind. Can anybody help? Can anybody help? So here we are looking at market and product portfolio, all right, which matrix talks about this? Yes, quickly. I'm just testing you briefly. Yes, who can assist? Oh, put up your hand. We are recording. It's being recorded. Yes. Oh, nobody knows. And I want class. Holy smoke. Yes, Nikwe.
The answer growth vectors matrix.
Yeah, yes. So answer growth matrix, right? So we will talk about ANSOF. All right, we'll talk about ANSOF. All right. ANSOF matrix. That is not the only thing, all right? We also have to talk about global strategies. How are we entering into these international markets? All right, are we just exporting our product or we are going to set up? So reading the last part of, or somewhere in the case, it said that they are going to set up in some of these countries because the MD feels that the weather there is cold. That is preposterous. All right. And so the growth strategies, which we call the IR framework, we would also want to talk about that. So global strategies. So this is also a 2x2 matrix. All right. So if you don't know the IR framework, we have the international, global business or global strategy. We have multinational, and then we have transnational. Is that okay? That is what we mean by the IR framework or the global strategies. All right. So off the top of the dome, all right, so I've read it about once. These are some of the development strategies they are adopting. Is that okay? Beautiful. Now, we can't have a greater idea of the business current position, all right, if we are unable to scan the environment, all right, to know the threats and opportunities that the external environment has for the company, and then also the internal analysis that would be the resources and the competencies of our company. Is that okay? And the blend of the two, all right? So the external analysis would have the analysis of the macro environment. So the macro environment, we use a particular framework that is very common, PESTEL. PESTEL is going to help us identify threats and then opportunities in the economy or industry. Is that okay? And then Porter's 5 forces, all right, that is the task, would also help us identify the opportunities and threats in the industry. Is that okay? So we are going to look at opportunities and threats. So this is the external environment, opportunities and threats. All right. For us, we look at the strength and weaknesses. Here we are going to analyze the resources and the competencies of the oil and gas marketing company. Is that okay? So let me write strength and weaknesses. All right. Beautiful. So together we would perform what we call the SWOT. All right. So come intervention, we shall provide at least 10 of these 4 elements. So 10 opportunities in the case, 10 opportunities as threat, 10 points, 10 points as strength, weakness, etc. Is that okay? Beautiful. Now CA is more liberal. Students aren't made to perform the SWOT. However, what they do is they will ask you to write on one. So they may ask you to write or give at least 6 opportunities present to the oil and gas marketing company. Is that okay? Or the strength, 5 strength of the oil and gas marketing company. So we don't know what they will ask. All right. We are going to perform a total SWOT. All right. 10 each. So that when you go into the examination hall, you'll be able to provide, no matter the question, you'll be able to provide. Is that okay? Beautiful. Now, if you have been able to implement any of these strategies, generic, unsolved, global, etc., all right, then you would have to evaluate to see that the purpose for which you undertook them, all right, are being met. You understand? So we are going to look at frameworks that we use for evaluation of strategies. Okay, so balance scorecard. Okay, so we have the performance pyramid, we have the Fitzgerald and Moon building block. You understand? Beautiful. But with Fitzgerald and Moon building block, that is relevant to only the service industry. Is that okay? And looking at the oil and gas, we have products we are selling. Is that okay? So clearly, we wouldn't be talking about the Fitzgerald and Moon building blocks. Right, beautiful. There are ethical concerns in the case, a lot of them. Ethical concerns or ethics. Okay, there are a lot of risk as well. If you want to go into an international market, this offers a lot of risk. Okay, so we can have the foreign currency risk. Is that okay? And then we are going to look at maybe how we are going to hedge against these risks. Is that okay? There are a lot of operational risk in the case. We are going to look at them one by one. Is that okay? And then the examiner was kind enough to give us the critical success factors. Okay. Okay, so clearly if you read the case, you would know that Dr. Ayimedu is quite oblivious of these critical success factors. All right. So I believe that with the CSFs that the examiner has given, at least you'll be requested to develop one. You are going to bring maybe 5 KPIs to measure maybe customer satisfaction or something like that. Is that okay? So we are going to look at that extensively and looking at how the regulations of the oil and gas industry is. You understand? We can't really solve this case without talking about the Mandela matrix. All right, so maybe I can put the Mandela matrix somewhere here. All right, Mandela matrix. Beautiful. Is that okay? So there are more things that the case highlighted. Now we are going to zoom straight into the case, and then we analyze some few pages, maybe 2 or 3. And come Sunday and Wednesday, you join us for the full session. Is that okay? Beautiful. Any questions before I move on? Any questions before I move on? Any questions before I move on? Right. If you have any question, just put up your hand, and then I'll gladly assist. Yeah, Osman.
Good evening, sir, and good evening to my colleagues.
Right.
In your interim analysis,
Can you speak up, sir?
I said in your interim analysis of the briefing, I've not heard you mention anything regarding governance, which also featured in the briefing analysis.
Yeah, so we haven't analyzed the case yet. Of course, there are concerns about governance, all right? So now that we are going into the case, I'm going to draw your attention to it. Is that okay? Yes, we have governance issues, right? Beautiful. So if you watched carefully, I said that all of these umbrellas are well examined or are well present in the case. Is that okay? All of these, right? So let's take few pages to analyze, and you join on Sunday and Wednesday for the major analysis. Is that okay? Beautiful. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, guys? Can you see my screen? Okay. All right, beautiful. So I personally, again, I've told my people that I think this should be the setting that everyone should qualify. Is that okay? Not because case study is easy, but because the case is very understandable, and then the issues are, they are not too hidden. Even the untrained eye will be able to, make them out. Is that okay? And I'm going to guide you on how to solve questions or answer questions. The reason a lot of people don't pass the case study is the deviation. All right. So you may think that the question is asking one question, and then you provide different solutions to that question. You understand? Clearly, you are going to deviate. So I'm going to assist you also how to develop your point, how to write to get the format. Is that okay? So if you've been asked to name 5 maybe advantages of a company venturing into an international market, okay? Then clearly you can say that, and then the mark weight or the weight is 10 marks. Clearly you can think that every point should be 2 marks, but how do you earn the 2 marks? It is not easy to end the two. Is that okay? So I'm going to take you through what exactly you have to write to get the two. Stating your point alone should get you about half, not half of the mark, half. Okay, so it means you have 1.5 to earn. What are you going to write to earn the 1.5? So if you are writing any explanations or that, you may not even get any point at all. How do you get the full mark? We are going to look at that as well. Okay. If there are no more questions, I'll quickly go through something. Let's analyze maybe 2 pages here and then maybe the final page. Who is a very good reader? At least so that you'll not be bored. Yes, you'll be hearing different voices. Yes, who's a very good reader? Preferably a female. Yes. Quickly. Hey, you don't like taking initiatives, eh? All right, let me read. Okay. The company, so the name of the company is Blue Oil and Gas Marketing Limited. So I'll be referring to it as Bogmail. All right. So again, I have read this entire case. All right. And I will make it available to you. Play it as many times as you can. However, make sure that you have also read it at least 4 or 5 times. Is that okay? I'll make it available to you to play every time. So just listen to it as many times in a day before the case study exam. All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right. So the company to us now is called Bogmail. All right, Bogmail. All right, the company, humble beginnings. Since the company launched onto downstream petroleum sector scene in 2017, it has made modest gains, albeit below the expectations of the shareholder, who also doubles as the managing director. Beautiful. So if you have read the industry analysis, what is requested for every candidate before you sit for the exam is you must know your company. Okay. Know the company the case is about. So here you are expected to be part of the company. You are a member of the company. Is that okay? 2, you must know your industry, the industry in which the company operates. All right. So if you're able to get all of these details very well, then the case study exam should be relatively very easy for you. Is that okay? So that is why I'm asking you to listen to the recordings, because the answers that you make, all right, or you provide, you must link them to the case. Is that okay? You must link them to the case, right? So you join on Sunday, I'm going to show you exactly what you need in developing a point. The point, the definition, the application of the point to the case, and the strategic implication of the point. Is that okay? So you need 3 things to develop a point. If you want to score the full mark of a point, these are the 3 elements you need. I'm going to explain into details come Sunday and Wednesday. Right. So let's move on. So if you have read the industry analysis, you would realize that the company is solely owned by an individual. It has a single shareholder. Is that okay? And the shareholder doubles as the managing director. Beautiful, beautiful. So here, we don't have so much up to this point. We don't have so much to say. Is that okay? We don't want to get so much ahead of ourselves, and we don't want to visit pages we haven't read yet. So we are going to limit ourselves, okay? Despite the challenging business climate and tough terrain in the downstream petroleum sector, the dedication, commitment, and passion of the MD have ensured that the company has survived the business journey so far. All right, so clearly that aspect can be a good strength for Bogmel. All right, so the business owner is dedicated, is committed, and has so much passion. All right, and the business has thrived on these values as a result. Is that okay? Beautiful. Again, the combined experiences in the banking and downstream petroleum sectors have proven extremely useful in maneuvering through the labyrinth of the oil business. Is that okay? So again, the history about the owner, we are going to look at it. Okay, he has a fair bit of experience in banking. He was clouded with a bit of ethical issues. He moved to another oil and gas company. He was also clouded with ethical issues. It looks to me that Dr. Yumedu is a bit of a crook. All right. Example, how he gained the operation licenses. All right. Something that could go for 200,000 and 10,000. He acquired it for $400,000. It means that maybe he didn't have everything that he needed, so he was cutting corners. I mean, that is the reason why he had to leave the two jobs, all right, and set up his own company. Is that okay? Beautiful, beautiful. At the start of the company, the shareholder was mindful to set the tone and practices that would endure and put the company on a sound path to success. So it is good. All right. So if there is any policy, you make sure that those at the top are, fully involved in it. All right. You don't set rules for only those at the bottom. It will not work. All right. So when there are rules, everyone in the organization should be part of it. And I think that we have to commend Dr. Ayumedu for that. You understand? Beautiful. Therefore, he did not compromise on certain values and principles, which he believes would shape the success or failure of the company in the future. These values include strict adherence to and respect for time, strict respect for deadlines, working exceptionally hard and for long hours, and enforcement of strict discipline by adhering to directives. All right, so all these are really cool, but you see, the way the examiner is putting the whole thing, all right, the workspace will not be too flexible for creativity. You understand? You must perform to the letter, nothing extra. You understand? So if you have workers who are genuinely ambitious, then clearly they will leave. And if we move on, you realize that the attrition rate for Bogmel is very high. People come and go because one, the environment is so tense, all right, and then it's going to stifle creativity. People will not be able to be ingenious, all right? So imagine you are capable of beautiful things, but for some reason you are to perform under par, all right? If you're ambitious, you are not going to be satisfied. Majority of us, we are not just interested in the salaries we have been given. All right, we want our role or whatever we do to be felt by the company. We want to go home completely expended and then to be happy for ourselves with the work we have done for the day. You understand? I know that for some of you, Charlie is my salary. Or if I go to work and I have to browse the whole day and then get paid at the end of the year or at the end of the month, I don't really give a heck about it. Is that okay? Beautiful. But for professionals, they want to be felt. I am a strategist. I want to put in place strategies that would scale the business from where we are to a multinational company. Is that okay? I want to see the implementation and the effect of my decisions. I am not just surviving. I'm not just coming to work. Is that okay? Right. Beautiful. And let's go on. He believes in the military mantra, obey before you complain. Perhaps this may be traced to the fact that Dr. Ayimedu Bafo is the son of a retired senior military officer of the Ghana Armed Forces, and he was raised in Burma camp under military values. So quickly, let me pause here. Let me ask you, if you're working in such an environment, are you really going to give off your best? Tell me. I mean, I don't know where you work. All right. Are the situations similar to what we are seeing with Bog Mill? Quickly put up your hand. I wouldn't want to waste so much of your time. Is it the same? No, so if you work in a similar environment, what will be the effect on your performance? Talk to me. Yes, Simon.
Master, please, good evening.
Blessed evening, sir.
Yeah, I think the effect of such strict should I say orders will create tension. And for where I work, with tension, you are likely to cause the company more financial losses because you are just being too careful, and your too carefulness will even cause you to commit so many errors. So there will not be flexibility for you to be able to think outside the box and get issue done. All this, if it is A, you don't have to explain, just obey. So in that case, it means that people tend to be like robots. Orders. That's
people
all.
Are what?
You are working like
robots. I lost you briefly. Simon, are you there?
Yes. Grandmaster. Hello. Hello, Grandmaster. Please, Abdul, can they make him the host? He's back.
I can't see him.
He has just sent a message that we should make him the host. Okay, Patrick is now the host.
Yeah, thank you very much for your patience. Simon, please let me make you the co-host there so that should I go off again and return, you make me the host. Is that okay, Simon?
All right, that's fine, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you everyone for your patience. My network just went off like that. Sorry about that. Right. So let's continue our analysis. I think we are building on something. And right, Simon, you were making a point before the line dropped.
Yes, the point I was making was that working in such an environment, a tense environment, will result in low productivity.
Yeah.
And I was saying, because staff will do what we call from food obedience. When they hear chairman is coming, then they pretend to be working. Don't do anything outside what the requirement is. And they are going to work more or less like a straight jacket way. They won't do anything to anything new. And so at the end of the day, the company will not survive.
Right.
Because people are pushed, but they are output because when you are there, they are there.
All right.
And at the end of the day, they will not be staff. Once staff are not satisfied, I mean, you know the replaying effect.
Right. Beautiful. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Right. So we can see that for the next paragraph, it's all about the strictness being explained, people being punished, penalties, etc., being given to staff, etc. Is that okay? Beautiful. Let's continue from here. All right. However, with the intervention, we are good. See, I missed out a lot of things about the strength, opportunity, weakness. I intentionally didn't mention them. Is that okay? Intervention, we are going to analyze each sentence. Very, very important, right? We don't have so much time, so briefly, I would want to go through with you. Right. The shareholder clearly felt a strong personal attachment to the company as it grew and achieved modest success. He made employees to believe that without him, Bogmill would not survive, implying that the company's future depended entirely on him, with workers merely there to support his efforts. All right. So he's made the workers feel that he's the one doing the entire stuff. All right. Their efforts are not appreciated. And then that hurts a great deal, isn't it? It's going to affect the morale of the staff. All right. If I feel that I don't matter to you, then I would as well not do anything at all. Is that okay? Beautiful. As a result, staff motivation declined and a sense of despondency spread within the company. All right, so we are seeing the rippling effect of what? The tense business environment, all right, or the working environment. Beautiful. So one thing I would want to also comment, maybe we will not read there, is that the business survived based on the leadership of the owner. Is that okay? And then there is one particular model that helps us to understand the internal growth of an organization. Is that okay? How crisis will be maneuvered, etc. Which matrix helps us explain the growth stages of companies? Yes, or businesses. Which model? Tell me. Tell me. Yes, Grainer's model. Grainer's model. Grainer's model. So Grainer's model. All right, Grainer's growth model. We shall talk about it expansively. All right, right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's move to the company's product and services. The main petroleum product sold by the company are gasoline, also known as petrol, gas oil, also called diesel, LPG, and kerosene. All right, so the company has product lines. All right, which model will help us analyze these product lines? Yes, tell me which model is ideal for product portfolio. Which model? Which model is ideal? Yes, it's the BCG. It's the BCG. So again, we'll look at the BCG, look at the advantages and disadvantages of BCG. So clearly, I mean, these are the stuff we are going to do for the entire case, all right? I will not be able to read everything now, but as and when we read, all right, whatever the examiner is hinting on, we are going to learn and then even solve questions that may be asked on that day. Is that okay? Beautiful. And then we can also see that these products have posted varied degrees of performance over the years. The other services on offer at the various filling stations are Minimat, lube services for servicing of cars, and washing bays. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? What is this? We are into gasoline, we are into gas oil, we are into LPG, and then kerosene. Now we are adding other streams, Minimat, lube services for servicing of cars, and washing bays. Yes? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? We are talking about diversification. All right? We are talking about diversification. And what kind of diversification is this? All right. So if you read the next line, so we are going to look at diversification. So all these we are going to discuss extensively during the intervention. We are going to look at the types of diversification. Do you know them? Concentric? Do you know them? Do you know the types? And then look at the advantages and disadvantages of each type. Is that okay? Beautiful, beautiful. So if you read, it says that the company has also diversified into other businesses in other sectors. The company provides commercial transport services. All right, so it has 15 minibuses, popularly known as Trotro. And it is also into real estate construction. Is that okay? So this is a clear case of what? Unrelated diversification. All right, we are going to look at all of that and then look at the benefit as well as the risk attached to this. Is that okay? Beautiful. Let's look at the strategy and operations and then we'll move on. Fully aware of the intense competition in the downstream petroleum sector and the challenges of penetrating the market, the shareholder adapted a simple strategy by offering its product at prices slightly lower than those of the market leaders, particularly oil and star oil. All right, so here we can talk about generic strategies. Generic strategies can come to mind, or Bowman strategic clock. Is that okay? So we know that the generic strategies will be the overall strategy of what? The business. Whereas Bowman strategic clock will be a strategy applied to what? A particular product line. All right. So here you can have maybe 5 products. All right. And then each of the products will have a separate strategy on the Bowman's clock. Is that okay? For generic strategy, it is what? A corporate strategy. So it's right from the top. So everything of the organization will be that. Is that okay? So that is the difference. Let's move on. Furthermore, to address the perception among consumers that indigenous small and medium-sized OMCs adulterate their product and thereby compromising the quality, the MD ensured that quality was adhered to. My question is this practice sustainable? You are not charging premium prices for your quality product. You are charging low prices for quality product. Is it sustainable? Can you compete effectively? Who can tell me? If you were the general manager for Bogmel, do you think, or what would you do to change this situation? So you have adopted maybe penetrative pricing policy, or you have adopted the cost leader strategy. All right. And at the same time, you are making sure that your products are pristine, like they are top notch. How do you make sure that your products are top notch? It means you are spending so much, all right? One, not to dilute. All right. So quality, all right. Quality comes with research and development, isn't it? All right. You are not charging for whatever cost you are incurring to have that quality. You are charging low prices. I am asking you, do you think that this is sustainable? Don't you think that these and many practices are some of the reasons why Bogmel is not performing so well? Don't you think so? You read in the case that they have financial, for every case, you are going to have financial constraint. But yes, Bogmil has financial constraint. Do you think, put up your hand and tell me, do you think that this practice is sustainable? And what would you recommend for Bogmil? Yes, quickly. Quickly. Yes, quickly. Quickly. Eric.
Yeah, to me it is sustainable because you'll be targeting volume sales.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I target volume sales, it's going to be okay. Sorry, it's going to be when I target volume sales, I'm going to increase my sales, hence profits. Yeah.
All right, beautiful. So that is your point. I think it is valid. I think it is very valid. Ajanim, what do you also think?
Thank you, Gamaster. I think it's not going to be sustainable because even though you target volume sales, we are told that the market is very competitive, and so it's very difficult for you to get the volumes that you are aspiring for. And I think that it is having a toll on the business. If we read the case, they are getting.
So I think the market share is 0 point something for Bogmil.
Exactly. And
so
already
you don't command
they are getting
so much.
small margins. They are getting small margins. That's why they are unable to even pay their workers well. You understand?
Yeah. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right. Two beautiful points. And the beautiful aspect of case study is no one is wrong. All right. None of them is wrong. All right. None of them. Yes, Osman, what do you think?
Yeah, I was thinking that quality products comes with premium prices.
Beautiful.
So, I was thinking that instead of using a low-cost strategy, it should have.
Please, Eric. Osman, are you there? Osman. Oh, we've lost him. Osman, please continue.
So, like I was saying, quality comes with a premium prices. So,
right.
if you use diversification, making it look differentiate your products from the adulterated products and charge premium prices, consumer will still care to buy because they may not want to incur an extra cost that will come with using the adulterated fuel because it could be damage to engine and other issues related to the usage of adulterated products. So beautiful. I think that when you charge premium price, you get low volume, you get profits.
Okay. All right. So the last input from Alfred, and then we move on to Alfred. Please put up your hand. I saw your hand up. Thank you, Osman.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, Alfred.
Good evening, Grandmaster.
Yes, boss.
So I believe in the short run, yes, if the essence is to build brand image and then also build a clientele base, then in the short run it would. But looking at how sophisticated the market is, in the long run, definitely you will not really have enough capital to venture into new technologies that are coming up reading from the case, which would go against them. And therefore, if it is premium, after they build their brand image, they are supposed to also look at differentiating these products and charging high prices for them.
Right. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you very much. So that is a good one. Right. Beautiful. So we have seen one of the strategies, okay? And I think that another one is that the company also has invested in a monitoring software that monitors the activities of the workers or fuel attendants at the various filling stations. One challenge with this system is the unreliable internet connectivity that results in frequent downtime, thereby impacting on the data gathered by the system. It is also believed that workers are unhappy with the monitoring system and sometimes attempt to tamper with it to prevent it from working as intended. Indeed, the shareholder has indicated that as a result of the measures and controls put in place, there has not been a single customer complaint, either to the company or to the regulator. The MD believes that the strategy is gradually yielding results as sales from various existing stations continue to see an average annual growth of not less than 10%. So it is working for them. We haven't really read everything, all right? But clearly, we know that there are a lot of HR issues in the case, all right? There are a lot of operational issues in the case, all right? So what I want to ask you, all right, is what do you think will be the perfect HR strategy for Bogmail? All right, that is the first question. So you are going to suggest at least 6 HR strategies for Bogmail. We have seen all the HR issues. They give contracts with their mouth. They don't document anything, etc. Unfortunately, we can't go through everything. So for those who have read, can you give me, or can you recommend 6 strategies, HR strategies that Bogmill can implement? Yes. Who is going to try? Who is going to try? Who is going to try? So you raise up your hand, all right, and then you say a strategy. All right, raise up your hand, say a strategy. Don't say all 6. Yes. Who will try? I know.
Ramas, okay.
Yep. Thank you, network, messing with me tonight. However, it shan't be the same over intervention. Is that okay? Sorry about that. Right. Yeah. So who can help us? Who can help us with the HR strategies? Quickly put up your hand. Let's not waste time. Put up your hand. Yes, Eric.
Yeah, Grandmaster, mine is that Bogmills should scan the industry and then make sure they are paying realistic wages and salaries to their employees.
Okay, so this is on the back of what? Why are you saying that? Are customers, are workers complaining of low salaries or something?
Exactly. In the case, the workers were complaining about their salaries and the management. Do they even have management? The MD has turned deaf ears to their complaints, to their requests.
All right, beautiful. That's good. Thank you. David, quickly. Thank you, Eric.
The clock-in strategy. The clock-in strategy, this is to monitor the time the workers come to work and then the time they leave to the house.
Okay.
With this strategy,
what is this solving? Yes, go on.
It will solve the working condition. You know, as the passage read that some people come in and then they leave early, and then some people also concluded that they work longer than the time that they should work. Okay, so with this, maybe a system can be drawn that if you work more than you are required, you can be paid on overtime or something.
Okay. All right, beautiful. Who again? So we have 2 points, 4 more quickly.
Can I say one again?
Oh, why not?
Identification of or name tags. You know, this is to help the company trace anybody who served the customer a wrong product.
But they have that already. They have uniform with their names on it.
Okay.
All right. That's fine. Thank you very much, sir. Simon.
Grandmaster.
Yeah.
We are told that the workers they work without permanent contract or their contract are by word of mouth. So they also can be fired by word of mouth. So for employees to be sure of their job security, they should ensure that employment contracts are documented.
Right, beautiful.
In the case also, we are told that some of the staff are provided with uniforms, others and
senior staff can wear mufti.
We create this contention.
Right.
We create contention rather.
Right.
And management should ensure that the rule is one.
Right.
So that there's a particular day for everybody to wear mufti. It applies to all.
All right. So point well made. That's a good one. Thank you. Ajanim, last one and we move on.
Okay. Grandma, sir, we are also told in the case that workers work over time, and it's not that they are doing it willingly. They are being forced to do that. And so my recommendation is that bulk mills should respect the labor laws and then allow the workers to work within the time. They say they are supposed to work from 8 a.m. 8 to 5 p.m. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. All right. Beautiful. So these are some of the HR strategies that can be implemented. All right. So ways they can solve the turnover rate is what we believe we have mentioned. Again, we know that bulk mill is not operating at its optimal level. All right. So suggest how value can be created in bulk mill. Suggest how value can be created in bulk mill. Yes. So give me five ways value can be created in bulk mill. Mrs. Asamoah, your hand is up. Mrs.
Hello, sir.
Asamoah. Yes, please.
I'd wanted to comment on the HR strategy that my colleague raised earlier.
Okay.
Concerning the clock-in strategy that he made mention. What about the MD going to sit at the front desk monitoring the reporting time of the employees? What can we say about that one?
So tell me, so it is something we are all deliberating. So I mean, these are
he made mention of the clock-in strategy.
Okay.
I think the MD already put a strategy in place by sitting in front of the at the reception, monitoring all latecomers and ensuring
but the thing is that really optimal? Should that be the work of MD?
No, that shouldn't be his work though.
All right, beautiful.
That's why I'm asking.
So I think it is a friend there. What's your point? It is valid, all right, but it's not too strong.
Okay.
Is that okay? So when you are pressed and you don't have anything to write, you can say something like that.
Okay.
Is that okay? All right, but what do you think we can do to create value in bulk mill? What can be done? Yes, Lindsay.
Grandma, sir, good evening.
Yes, blessed evening, sir.
Yeah, creating value in the company, functional managers play a major role. So the shareholder or the CEO must ensure that all the functional managers have their independence to work, other than he directing them and controlling them. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so the MD should relegate some powers to these functional heads, right? Beautiful. Okay, what again? What can be done operationally? What can be done? All right. How can bulk mill create value? There are so many ills in the company, so many practices that are not correct. What must be addressed for the company to be more profitable? That is the question. So you see, for strategic case study questions, Your understanding of the question is very important. That is why there are lots of deviations in this paper, a lot. And trust me, when you deviate, you are not given a mark or 2. We give you 0. So you make sure that you understand what you are answering. Very, very important. Mami Adjoa, what do you think?
Okay, Grandmaster.
Yes,
I
please.
think that even the managers he has given them the position he's given to the managers, they are not qualified because it's the long-standing staff whom he has appointed as managers who are not qualified for the positions in the first place. And then the shareholder thinks that it is his own efforts that has made the company reach where it is. And then again, he goes by the name obey before complain. So I think that one is more of autocratic way of handling stuff. And so it's supposed to be flexible. And then the views of the workers are not taken, even to the extent that auditors gave a recommendation and he didn't take it. And so I think it should be more flexible and then involve the staff and makes the staff feel they are part of the success of the company.
Right. Thank you very much, Mami Adjoa. Who again, how can they create value? How can Bogmill be profitable or more profitable? Yes. What can they do? Hey, so you have not read the case, right? That is the more reason why you should join me on Sunday and Wednesday, okay? So, Sunday, God willing, we are going to digest the case fully, all right? Every bit of the case, every aspect of the syllabus that is hinted in the case will be digested. Is that okay? And Wednesday, God willing, we are going to meet to solve possible questions to be asked from the case. Very, very important. In fact, I'll even give you more and then give you feedback immediately. Is that okay? Beautiful. Yeah, brother, go on.
In terms of the value addition or the creation of value, I was thinking that even though the last speaker touched on it a bit, I was thinking if they could recruit qualified HR and the other professionals to head the various departments, it will increase the value. Because you just said that somebody have after the 6 workers were having, they left, leaving to us one is still the one who obey you making HR. Then the other person too is it have been there for some time. You make him the head of what? Is it accountant or whatever? So these people, we don't know their qualification. And in the case, we are told that there's cheap labor, and he doesn't even want to pick people far away from where they work. He just want to pick people at his.
So what must be done? What must be done?
Qualified
professionals.
Professionals.
All right, beautiful. Right. So these and many things we shall discuss on Sunday. I wouldn't want to waste so much of your time. Quickly, let's discuss a bit of the governance, the board and the corporate governance matters. The board recently appointed by the shareholder. So that is a big issue. All right. So the shareholder, that is the owner MD, Mr. Ayimedu, appointed the board. And I will know that that is a wrong practice. That should be done by what? A nomination committee. All right. Beautiful. And then the board size, they are 6 in numbers. All right. In number. Right. And we know that the board size should be an odd number. Is that okay? So that there will not be any split decisions. Is that okay? So one, he assembled the board, which is incorrect according to the corporate governance code. All right. And then the board size is incorrect as well. They can't be an even number. And then we have 5 of them being non-executive directors. So that is fair, to be fair, all right? So the only executive one is himself. So 5 being non-executive directors. We know that the corporate governance code says that at least 2/3 of the directors must be non-executive directors, all right? Now we have more than 2/3 to be non-executive directors. So it means that this is met, all right? This has met the code or the principles. However, there is, let's see. All right, let's move on. And one executive director, that is the sole shareholder, who also serves as the MD. Is that okay? So the MD is the shareholder or the owner of the business. And then at the same time, he is the board chairman. So we have also looked at CEO duality. All right. So the board chairman or the CEO cannot double up as the board chairman. So this is also an issue with the company. Is that okay? Beautiful. And they say that all the nets, non-executive directors, except one, are his close associates. So the standard also says that at least 2/3 of the non-executive directors should be independent non-executive directors. So that side has not been met. Is that okay? So we know that only one is a non-executive director. That is really incorrect. So the rest of them, they are associated to the shareholder. They have emotional attachment or they have financial attachment to Bogmail. Is that okay? And then the independent net, who is Dr. Alimatu Stadia, all right, was rather recommended by the Ghana Institute of Directors. Is that okay? So again, if you look at the corporate governance issues, we are mentioning some of them. Is that okay? Beautiful. And then we have another board member, Mr. Stanley Amenuveve, is a lawyer by profession who has specialized in energy and petroleum law in Ghana. I think this is fair. He has served as advisor to several clients over the years. He has 10 years experience in his area of specialization. The remaining 3 nets are bankers occupying middle-level managerial roles in finance and accounting, corporate banking, and internal audit, respectively. So according to the corporate governance code, it says that there should be someone with recent financial background, accounting background, you understand? And that person must have risen to the position of what? Chief Financial Officer in the past. So the people who have been hired and then they are middle level managerial roles would mean that they don't meet the corporate governance principle. Is that okay? So that is also an issue. All right, beautiful. So I wouldn't want to say so much. Clearly, we have seen issues with the company. I would have loved to go through everything with you. I think that the case is beautiful. And then all of you on the call should endeavor to pass because it is one that we can really predict what can come. Is that okay? So with the corporate governance, there are more. All right. So we heard from the expert telling them that they are moved to the international market must be suspended until a financial analysis is provided, blah, blah. So we are also under financial management, we are going to learn sources of finance. Okay. We are going to learn that. We are going to learn foreign currency risk. Okay. We are going to learn financial lease, which is also somewhat part of the sources of finance. We are going to learn capital budgeting. All right, so when we read, you would see exactly what I'm talking about. So there are a few things we are going to discuss when it comes to financial management. In fact, we are going to solve examples under them, what the examiner can bring in the unseen and how to go about each of the techniques and the advantages and disadvantages of each technique. Is that okay? Very, very important. Right. So it is 7:30. I'll take questions if there are no questions. We'll bring the overview to a close. Yes, Simon.
Grandmaster.
Yes, sir.
Reading the case, what can one say about the professional, the Dr. Alimatu? Because his role is not stated as independent.
Oh, but it's clear they must say that it is. It's clear that she's independent.
We see that she is the only one who speaks against the decisions of the board.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, because it's not mentioned that she is.
No, she is. I mean, you should be able to deduce. Is that okay?
Okay.
So they said that who happens not to have any prior relationship or association with a shareholder. A director appointed based on advice he received from Ghana. So she is the independent non-executive director. They mustn't mention before. Is that okay? All right. Beautiful. Right, Eric.
Thank you, Grandmaster. Grandmaster, the case indicates that the company itself doesn't have both the risk committee and the audit committee, but the board has the audit and then the risk committee. Is that does it matter? Is it a corporate governance issue? I was thinking that
it's a corporate governance issue. So the principles say that these three subcommittees must be present before any other committee can be added. All right. And then the subcommittees one, we have the audit committee, we have the remuneration committee, and then we have the nomination committee. Is that okay? So if you look at Bogmill, they only have the audit committee. For a lot of companies, the audit and the risk go together. You understand? It shouldn't be separated. It is one thing, and then the audits are responsible to scan for possible risk the business will face. Is that okay? So clearly, there are a lot of ills with, Bogmill, but it is not really a surprise. We know the owner of the company. He is ready to cut corners. He isn't willing to, spend so much on other things. You understand? So yeah. So that is an issue, the subcommittees. We'll talk about all of that, the significance of what is the name? Independent non-executive director. There is only one person, all right? Why they are not up to number, what is their role, you understand? Very, very important. And if you look at the audit committee, please hold on. If you look at the audit committee composition, that is clearly also wrong. All right. It should be chaired by somebody with recent accounting knowledge. And then Stanley Amenuveve is a lawyer. So, I mean, there are so many wrongs with the company. I wouldn't want to waste so much of your time. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, Sunday and Wednesday. Right.
Sure.
So
Sure.
my name is Grandmaster. Okay, and this was only an overview for the case. I think the case is very beautiful, and all of you should pass. This is my number: 0247 060401. All right. So the amount is 150 for intervention, 2 days. All right. Thank you. Right. So I take few questions and I bow out. Yes, Eric. Eric.
Master, sorry, it's an old hand. Let me put it down.
All right, please do. Right. Papa Kwabene Champon.
Yeah. So, Grandmaster,
yes,
some of us joined late. Wanted to know whether we get a recording of this session.
Yes. So I think that it is being uploaded on what's the name? YouTube. And I'm sure, yes, when I'm done, the link to YouTube will be shared. Is that okay?
All right.
Yes,
Thank you.
beautiful. Right, sure. Osman, please unmute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please speak up for me.
Okay, my initial question is, looking at this particular company, is it a small company, a listed company? That's my first question.
Okay.
The second question is, looking at the governance issues, apart from the composition and the balance, and then the committees, and also not using right professionals, etc., etc. But a sole shareholder holding the position of a board chairman and at the same time managing director.
Well, so I think I mentioned the CEO duality and all that. So all these go against the principles of corporate governance. Is that okay? So everything about corporate governance for this company at the minute is off. Is that okay? Everything. So in your exam, you can be asked to identify the corporate governance issues or bugmail, maybe 10 corporate governance issues. You should be able to tell all of these. I mean, the composition, why the numbers of the subcommittees shouldn't be even as well, blah, blah. You understand? Beautiful. And why, the risk committee shouldn't be headed by the chairman. There are so many things to be discussed. Just join on Sunday and then we dissect everything. Is that okay? Beautiful. Smile 360.
Thank you, Grandmaster. I wanted to comment on the appointment. Realize that except the other industry aspect that was recommended, the rest were all appointed by the board chair and the CEO. Is it right?
So that is wrong. I spoke about the nomination of directors. That should be done by a committee, not an individual. So that is why whenever there is a case, nobody could counter him. Whatever he wishes, he's able to implement it. Because, I mean, he brought you to the board, and then you must worship him. Is that okay? You must.
And because the other members don't want to lose their appointment.
Absolutely. That is why it is wrong.
They have to support this.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are so many things wrong here. Letitia. Letitia, are you there?
Yeah, please. I want to find out the time for the Wednesday and then the Sunday meeting.
All right. So the Wednesday, it will be communicated on Sundays. All right. So Sunday, 8:30 a.m. till maybe 12 in the morning the next day, or maybe 1. I don't know. it's passion, you know. So if I possibly, we may finish around 3 a.m. So 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. Is that okay for that? And then Wednesday will be for questions and answers. How to develop paragraphs and points and etc. How not to deviate questions. Is that okay? Very, very important. Right. Any more questions? If there are no more questions, I will thank all of you for joining. All right. There's nothing to be afraid of in strategic case study. If you join a class that are able to break everything down, see, trust me, there are so many things I can say on this page. In fact, the entire case, there are so many things I can. Sadly, I can't talk about all of them now, but it is a case that is straightforward, even to the untrained eye. Is that okay? And then questions that can be asked, all right, for the unseen, it is very, very easy, extremely easy to predict. Is that okay? So don't panic, keep preparing, join a very good class for analysis. I'll suggest you join my class, all right? And then just prepare thoroughly for the exam. There shouldn't be one that should beat any of you. It's an easy case and you should be fine. Thank you all for joining. Meet you on Sunday. Yes, brother.
You know, the Grandmaster is the name we know.
Yeah.
So the Momo number, not
for
my
so my real name is Echo. All right. Echo Duku Cole Rango. Right. Beautiful. So this is the name you see on Momo, but this is my AKA, the name everyone knows me with.
Most grateful.
All right. So thank you for joining. I wish you all the very best for your strategic case study exam. Don't throw your hands in despair. The case is not difficult. Is that okay? If you join, I can assure you that you will pass this exam with relative ease. Thank you for the time. Bye. Salim, you know, no. All right. Thank you. Bye, everyone.